Queen summoned everyone to a private meeting. Everyone attended except Meghan Markle. I don't blame Meghan for not going, because nothing good happens when white people invite you to the countryside. We've all seen Get Out. We know how this shit ends.
Rose, now! Now, the keys! Oh, be careful, bro.
You know I can't give you the keys, right, babe?
Back in the day, it used to be like, if you marry my daughter, I'll give you burgundy. Now it's like, my wife actually does a pretty good Timon. You should hear her. Come on, baby, do the thing. Hakuna Matata, do the thing. Harry and Meghan are leaving the palace to become financially independent. And you see, this is what happens when you bring the first black woman into the royal family. He's a prince, okay? So to him, she's not the Queen of England in her palace. She's just granny in her house with the grandma smell, all right?
I feel like Meghan Markle. This is dope. That was like the most amazing experience. I didn't know that the royal wedding was going to be this weekend. I didn't know it was going to be today. I planned my show long before them. And then now everyone was like, oh, you're going to London, or you're going for the royal wedding. Are you here for the royal wedding? Are you here for the royal wedding?
He's getting married to American actress Meghan Markle. Yeah. And this is super exciting.
When you were a little boy, who was there for you? Huh? Who was there? That I was here, eh? I was there. Uncle Adebayo was there for you, Harry. Don't be like that, huh? Don't be like that. Huh? Where do you think you got your boss spot from, huh? Where do you think you got that from?
She looked at Harry and she's like, nigga, you need to get a job. You a grown-ass man. You can't still be living in your mama's house, Harry.
Have you ever seen that video?
No.
Pull that video up, because it's one of my favorite.
No more following Granny's rules. Don't wear your pants on your head, Harry. Don't bath on the butler, Harry. If I want to play polo in my living room, who's gonna stop me?
Stop that.
Right away, Megs.
She comes from an unconventional family. Yes, very different family. I was like, yeah, man, she does. Just like Harry.
I mean, normally on a third date, you might go to Red Lobster, but for a royal, you go to an entire African country? Wow. When he me good, I take his ass to Botswana. When he me good, he take my ass to Botswana. And that's it. And that's it.
The night Trevor Noah set his sights on Meghan Markle didn't feel like a typical late-night joke. It felt like a public trial. You could hear it in the laughter, not the safe, polite kind, but the sharp, uneasy laughter people make when something true is dragged into the open. Noah didn't walk onto the stage to toss a few jokes about a royal Netflix deal. He walked on like a prosecutor. Every punchline was timed, every pause deliberate, and his global perspective cut deeper than anything a British or American comic could have delivered.
Damn, Harry and Meghan are losing their titles? That's the most embarrassing royal loss since William's hairline.
For years, Meghan had brushed off criticism, dismissing it as jealousy, bitterness, or bigotry. That shield worked until it didn't. Here was an award-winning comedian, an immigrant himself, slicing straight through it. Noah wasn't just teasing her. He was pulling apart her image piece by piece, exposing the contradictions she tried to hide behind polished interviews and perfect Instagram filters.
He has announced that Harry and Meghan can no longer describe themselves as royal. And I won't lie, if I was Harry and Meghan, I'll be like, fine, then we'll be known as Royale.
And as the camera caught Noah's quiet smile between jokes, the mood shifted. This wasn't about laughs anymore, it was about clarity. Once the audience saw it, they couldn't unsee it. Then he went where her PR team never expected. Race. Most comics tiptoe around it, but Noah didn't. Using his South African perspective, he flipped the script, calling out the coded language surrounding Meghan and mocking how she had leveraged the same narratives when convenient.
This is super exciting for a lot of people. I mean, because they come from different worlds, you know. Her mom is black, his family's super white, she's an actress, he's on welfare. Like, it's so romantic. And yesterday, details emerged about the engagements.
Finally, he went after the fairy tale itself. He broke down the marriage like a case study. Harry became a prince without purpose, Meghan the ultimate Hollywood networker, working her way into a palace. The final blow came when Noah imagined Harry hustling for cartoon voiceover work while Meghan worked the room. In that instant, the fantasy cracked. The image wasn't just funny, it was humiliating. No longer victims of a cold, heartless system, they looked like two overconfident celebrities desperately chasing relevance.
She isn't the typical royal, yes. She isn't the typical royal. What we mean is, yes, typical royal. She comes from an unconventional family. Yes, very different, Emily.
In under 3 minutes, Noah turned Meghan's carefully curated global humanitarian brand into a punchline so sharp even the studio band couldn't keep it together. And that was just the opening salvo. The real damage had yet to come.
Now the big question is, if Harry and Meghan come to America, where are they going to live? Everyone wants to know. I think they'll move to LA because Meghan is an actor, and then she's going to want to work again, and then Harry can just join the cast of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Yeah, just be like fighting on TV. I know what you said about me, Denise. Say it to my...
Once Trevor Noah lit the fuse, American comedy smelled blood. Late-night hosts, podcasters, sketch shows, everyone lined up, and nobody bothered with polite royal jokes.
Wait, hold up. Their third date was to Botswana? For more perspective on this royal engagement, we turn now to our actual British person.
Beautiful. Everyone was stressed out about it. Meghan Markle's family was in the tabloids, the Daily Mail, trying to destroy their lives. Man, when the Daily Mail comes after you, they do not mess around. They will find that one uncle in your family who's an alcoholic and shits his pants. Meet Trevor's Uncle Bobby. I didn't even know I had an Uncle Bobby. Well, now you do, and he shits his pants.
Conan O'Brien leaned into absurdity, riffing on news that Harry and Meghan's wax figures had been removed from Madame Tussauds, imagining where they might belong next. Spoiler: it wasn't a palace. Saturday Night Live piled on, turning Meghan and Harry into a running gag. Mikey Day's clueless Prince Harry floundered through talk shows while everyone around him mocked the royal image Meghan had meticulously constructed, a spectacle nobody had asked to watch.
Yeah, but my dad got out of copping and then became a food broker, which we're like, come on, that's CIA, right?
Yes.
And he's like, no, I really am a middleman for jars of jam. He works for Meghan Markle.
Really tiny jams, harvestable jam made from the oils of Montecito.
Well, what's brilliant about what she's doing is she knows people want to spend money, and spending money makes them feel like they're getting something that's better, even though it might not necessarily.
Joe Rogan skipped the polished routine entirely. He transformed his real-life clash with Harry into pure contempt. When Harry criticized him, Rogan paused, almost wondering if the prince had a point, and then roasted him anyway. By the week's end, Meghan's name had fully flipped. She wasn't just a headline anymore, she was a punchline.
And it seems like that lady is a temptress. She's a siren. She's lured him into the rock.
I haven't heard that term in a while. She's a harlot, almost.
She's, well, harlot's bad, right? She's just powerful. But it's also very strange that he was, essentially infiltrated by a very ambitious actress. You know, she used to be on Deal or No
infiltrated?
Deal. She was one of the Deal or No Deal ladies.
The way it works? Is he infiltrated or was she infiltrated?
Well, it depends on who's getting.
Yeah.
It depends on the methods.
And now
Yeah. Look, she was on Deal or No Deal.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, with a briefcase.
She didn't like being objectified on Deal. And did you think it was an executive position, ma'am? You're one of the hot ladies holding up a suitcase.
Doesn't it make sense? Well, it probably makes sense because I don't know that he's the sharpest tool in the box, and he's probably thinking we can make a lot more money if. But they're not supposed to make any money off of being a member of the royal family, and yet they've trademarked apparently sort of their brand, Duke and Duchess of Sussex, and they're not allowed to make any money off of the royal family. So they're given allotments, allowances, living expenses.
How much?
And that's when the damage became permanent. These weren't isolated jokes, they were woven into monologues, sketches, podcasts, and viral clips. Meghan didn't just get mocked, she joined the official rotation of celebrities America delights in laughing at repeatedly. Meanwhile, British comics came with knives out. Politeness wasn't on the menu. Andrew Schultz dismissed Harry and Meghan with a single icy line that made the audience gasp before laughing. Mickey Glazer offered a brutal alternate reality where Meghan never married Harry, still grinding in mid-level Hollywood, chasing background roles instead of royal titles.
They're totally moving to LA. They haven't said it, they say North America, but
We know what that means.
that's LA. She wants to be famous. She found the guy to make her the most famous in the world, and now she's over there and she's like, oh, this isn't what I thought
What's the point of being famous in a castle every day? You're doing something.
She doesn't have resting royal face. She's a great diversity hire. She'll work a ton in LA.
Yeah.
She should get out here.
Great diversity
And how do we
hire.
know he doesn't want to be like a guest star on NCIS or some shit like that?
If she didn't marry him, she would be on The Bachelor this season, fighting for Prince. She would be Megan M. from Sherman Oaks barista. She just got lucky. She got so lucky. I don't want them here, but I just know that, I think she's moving here because she's like, she wants to be friends with Jennifer Aniston. Like, she could be, and Jennifer's just like, oh, you're there, I'd hang out with you, but I can't. And so they just want to be famous.
Then came Simon Brodkin, who specializes in saying the quiet part out loud. He reduced their entire Netflix documentary to a single, vicious sentence. Before watching, he admitted he wasn't a fan. After watching, he said he hated them. By that point, the message was unmistakable. The jokes weren't slowing down, they were escalating.
I watched the Harry and Meghan Netflix documentary. Before I watched it, I was not a fan of theirs. I fucking hate them.
But the most brutal hits didn't come from a live stage. They came from satire that didn't need one. In The Prince, Meghan was portrayed as obsessed with fame, while Harry drifted through life with no purpose. Their royal exit wasn't framed as brave or emotional, it was a calculated career move. In the UK, this wasn't a tragic love story gone wrong. It was seen as a failed PR stunt.
What the f*** is going on with Harry?
How dare you?
I'll say whatever I want. You're in my house now.
You want a piece of me?
I will f*** you up, girlie.
The focus is starting to shift off of me.
Careful, Harry. I spilled some essential oils on the floor. Hey, it's the husband formerly known as Prince. Any luck getting a job?
Oh, they had me driving for Uber Eats, but there were too many damn rules. Don't touch the food. Don't taste the food. Drive on the road.
I'm sorry, Rowdy Weddy.
Hey.
Did you know it's cold in there?
Yeah.
Must be an American thing.
It's not.
But wait, watch this. Amazing, right? This might be the smallest palace I've ever been in.
An apartment, so.
Yes, an apartment palace, I know that.
Unlike American comics, British comedians kept circling back. Every Sussex interview, every Netflix clip, every podcast quote became fresh ammunition. The message was clear. In Britain, Meghan wasn't just a celebrity, she was national sport. When the legendary puppet satire Spitting Image turned its attention to Meghan and Harry, it wasn't a roast. It was character assassination with felt and foam. Meghan's puppet embodied exaggerated glamour and constant scheming, always chasing the next publicity hit. Harry's puppet was a pampered man-child, utterly lost, incapable of even grabbing a TV remote without help. One sketch showed the pair plotting new ventures that sounded less like royal work and more like late-night infomercial scams, openly mocking the Netflix deal as a cash grab.
Meghan, this new Netflix show I'm producing for you is going to be huge. Tell Eldon all about it.
It's about a beautiful young swan, but no one treats her like the beautiful swan she is until season 2 when everyone apologizes to her.
Even Meghan's wellness image wasn't spared. One segment had her pitching disgusting smoothies so bad the other puppets gagged on camera. That was the brilliance of Spitting Image. Savage commentary hidden behind absurd visuals. It didn't just mock wealth, it revealed the gap between their public speeches about struggle and their real lives of mansions, private jets, and celebrity bubbles. For viewers, the puppets captured truths no press release could erase.
Excuse me, miss. Where are the bow ties?
Back wall, aisle 3.
Young Sheldon's just trying to buy a bow tie. Let's just take it from the top, but this time, a little less. I don't even think they need this scene. They could just cut to Sheldon with the bow ties.
How's your job search going?
Oh, you were serious about that?
Yes, we need jobs. On Suits, I was a series regular. Rachel Zane, attorney at law.
Wasn't she a paralegal the first 6 seasons?
I don't know.
There is one thing I always wanted to... I don't know. It's silly. You'll laugh.
I promise I won't.
A massage therapist.
Meghan and Harry's post-royal image was so easy to parody, it practically wrote itself. And unlike a late-night joke that disappears overnight, these clips stayed online, pulling millions of views and embedding their caricatures into pop culture like an indelible stain. Just when British comedy had already gone merciless, it wasn't done.
So Pads, tell me, everyone knows you're the bear who likes to share. What's the secret to your eternal personal glow?
Well, Harry, I'm glad you asked me that. As you know, I'm a huge fan of South American product.
Is it Colombian?
No, 100% Peruvian, biodynamic, organic, catastrophic, cocaine.
Yes, I've tried it, and the results are incredible.
Jimmy Carr pushed it over the edge. His joke marked the shift from savage humor to outright controversy. Carr walked on knowing exactly how far he would go and chose to go anyway. The setup was fast, clean, with no wiggle room for misinterpretation. Then the punchline hit like a scandal. He tapped into a fear buried deep in Britain's psyche, invoking the royal line of succession. The crowd roared and then froze, realizing just how close it cut. Online, the clip exploded. Opinions split instantly. Some praised dark comedy at its peak, others condemned it as crossing a line. The backlash was immediate.
Meghan Markle is, of course, a lifelong feminist, which she's demonstrated by marrying a prince and giving up her job.
You know, like, I'm a real mom. I choose to go and do school pickup and drop off, but I do that under a landscape that is created that forgets that I'm a real person. My kids will see those magazines, and we all know moms gossip.
She is a malignant narcissist who cannot get enough of herself while she simultaneously plays the victim.
No, you're not a fucking victim. What are you talking about? Sure.
Articles, radio debates, TV panels. The louder the outrage, the faster the joke spread. Ironically, the backlash didn't kill it. It supercharged it. What should have been a throwaway line became the defining too far moment in the Meghan and Harry Rose timeline. The one everyone remembers. The line in the sand that no one could ignore.
I wanted to do what felt authentic, but also to be authentic.
You're a cold-hearted woman. Meghan Markle has unfairly got a reputation for being a bit of a diva, but royal insiders say she's only ever made one demand. Don't leave her alone with Prince Andrew.
The comedy world wasn't just laughing anymore, they were feasting. Meghan and Harry had become a cultural flashpoint everyone wanted to dissect. By the time the pros were done, the internet didn't just join in, it took over. TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. Endless roast factories. Clips chopped, slowed, remixed, and transformed into bite-sized, relentless parodies.
And Harry, the ginger, formerly known as Prince, became the first British royal to give evidence in court for 130 years. It's disgusting the way the press have tried to manipulate, gaslight, and control Harry. I mean, who do they think they are? Meghan?
Prince William or Prince Harry?
Prince William or Prince Harry? Well, the royal family, right, if you can imagine, they're like our Kardashians. Prince Harry is very much our Kanye.
All it took was one awkward moment in Meghan's Netflix series, a small slip, a quick correction of Mindy Kaling's wording. Blink, and you'd miss it. But creators didn't. They replayed it, froze it, captioned it, and turned it into meme gold. Meghan's face became the template for every over-correcting moment imaginable. Then came the parody cooking videos. Her pristine lifestyle segments? Instant punchlines. Spotless kitchens, designer aprons, impractical advice. Suddenly, she was parodying herself.
I mean this sincerely, Prince Harry and Meghan, we don't give a America don't give a about.
I said H was H was at the H has been, H is, and H called me with H, and H was out, and with H.
One viral skit showed a Meghan lookalike preaching budget living while sipping champagne in a mansion-sized living room. Fan-made music videos appeared, remixing her interviews into auto-tuned dance tracks with titles like Royal Reality Check. The difference? These weren't professionals fretting over PR or backlash. They were anonymous, global, and relentless. Every new Sussex appearance became raw material. The story was no longer theirs to control.
Opportunity is everything.
The internet's humor proved far more ruthless than any stand-up stage. By now, the roast wasn't just a pop culture moment, it was a permanent online genre. Meghan became its unwilling poster child. Beneath the jokes, memes, and late-night punchlines, a more dangerous truth was emerging, one that no PR spin could erase.
My name is Meghan Sussex now. Call me Meghan Markle one more time, Mindy Kaling.
Meghan and Harry weren't just being laughed at, they had become symbols of a contradiction too obvious to ignore. On one hand, they cast themselves as victims of relentless media intrusion. On the other, they built an entire post-royal career selling access to their private lives. From tell-all interviews to behind-the-scenes Netflix specials, the hypocrisy was impossible to miss.
Have you ever seen that video?
No.
Pull that video up, because it's one of my favorite.
Trick that people do with pineapple, instead of just cutting it to make the perfect little bite, you follow the wedge. When nature has given you all the cues on how to have a perfect taste of something.
Oh, how fun is that? I love it.
I like working hard.
This woman is being paid millions of dollars to show how to cut into a pineapple.
Once comedians pointed it out, the public couldn't look away. Every emotional plea for privacy was instantly undercut by another photo shoot, podcast, or book deal. Their wealth and celebrity made even real struggles feel distant. The gap between their image and everyday life was so wide that most people simply couldn't relate. That's why the roast never stopped. It wasn't about one scandal or one bad moment, it was about a fundamental mismatch.
I brought Meghan Markle, whatever her name is, to my Deal or No Deal celebrity golf tournament. She was one of my Deal or No Deal girls that were, she was a caddy for all of my celebrities.
How do you feel about it?
What?
It was amazing.
What could it be? A mystery for the ages.
The mismatch between the story they wanted to tell and the reality people could see was all anyone needed. Once an audience senses that kind of disconnect, everything becomes ammo. Every move feeds satire. And in the age of social media, there's no escape. The internet doesn't let contradictions fade, it loops them, captions them, and laughs at them forever.
Everyone is wondering what they'll do to support themselves without any of that royal cash. Well, good news, Meghan's already got herself a job.
Here comes the first time in her life that Meghan Markle actually touches food. Let's watch that back. Why is she pushing apples into the salad?
You're definitely a unique person.
Trevor Noah may have fired the first shot, but what followed was a full cultural ambush. American comedians, British satirists, puppet shows, millions of online creators, everyone tore apart Meghan and Harry's image from every direction.
Yes, the Queen summoned everyone to a private meeting at her royal country house, and everyone attended except Meghan Markle, who conference called in. And I'll be honest, I don't blame Meghan for not going, because nothing good happens when white people invite you to the countryside. We all know. We've all seen it. We've all seen Get Out. We know how this shit ends.
And here's the part they can't control. Once you become a running joke, every interview, every staged photo, every genuine moment risks becoming the next viral roast. The real problem isn't the comedy, it's that the punchlines keep exposing a truth the Sussex...
The big question everyone's asking right now is, why? Why would Harry and Meghan want out of a life that so many people dream of having? I mean, think about it. We kiss frogs to try and become royalty. Huh? The only thing I've ever gotten is frog herpes. But for Harry and Meghan in particular, the reality of being a royal couple has been far from a fairy tale.
Their story was built on contradictions. Comedy always finds the cracks. And that leaves them with a question that won't go away. Once the world decides your story is funnier without you, can you ever take it back?